On a cabaret stage, Mr. K is performing his magic routine. His tricks are dazzling, but the audience barely notices him. Later that night, he arrives at a strange hotel in the middle of nowhere. The manager's dog growls as he steps in. And when he asks for directions to the cafe where he's supposed to perform tomorrow, the manager refuses, telling him they'll deal with that only after check-in. She shows him to his room and lays down the rules. He spots a child peeking from around a corner. He makes a butterfly appear with a quick trick, but the child runs off the moment the manager glares at him. In his room, Kay tries to settle down, but suddenly notices legs sticking out from under the bed. When he looks closer, an old man crawls out, says nothing, and simply leaves. Then from the wardrobe, a maid emerges in silence before slipping away too. Kay sees them whispering in the hallway, but they scatter when they notice him. Frustrated, he rips up one of his old posters. What he doesn't notice is the strange movement under the wallpaper. The next morning, he sets out, but before he can leave, he startles the maid with a prank. On the corridor wall, he sees a word scrawled in red, Liberator. He searches for an exit, but every corridor loops back into itself. Then the pipes begin to groan. The walls shake, the lights flicker, until suddenly panels slide open and loud musicians burst out, playing as they march straight toward him. Terrified, Kay flees, but the band chases him across floors. An old woman peeks out to see the noise, and Kay seizes the chance to hide inside her room, only to faint when he realizes there are actually two sisters. When he wakes, they kindly offer him coffee. Excited that he's a magician, they ask if he cuts people in half. Kay feels uneasy and excuses himself, so the sisters show him a map of the hotel. It has a "You are here" marker, but no exit. They admit they haven't left in years. Stairs are too much for their old legs, and everything they need is already here. Before he leaves, they suggest he visit the Oracle. Kay conjures a flower for them as a thank you. Further along, the lights flicker again. Children race past, and Kay spots Melinda moving between rooms. When he tries to follow, the door is locked. Distracted, he doesn't notice the kids steal his suitcase and hide in a room. But when he opens the door, it's just a closet. Suddenly, the band reappears, and when two waiters duck into the closet, Kay dives in after them. Inside, he's dragged to a banquet table where Gaga, the hostess, welcomes him as a new guest. Kay worries about his suitcase, so Gaga sends her musicians to search. Meanwhile, another guest blocks his view and won't stop praising Gaga. She eventually returns, empty-handed, and begins speaking passionately about art and music before leaving for her bath. The band shoves Kay back into the crowded hallway. By now, Kay realizes he's missed his appointment. A waiter stumbles, handing him a tray, and Melinda forces him into line with the other waiters. He's led into the kitchen, where cooks rush to prepare endless dishes. Anton explains that Melinda is the head chef's daughter, and Kay should be grateful. Getting work here isn't easy. Kay tries to prove he doesn't belong by performing tricks with eggs, juggling them in midair. But Melinda coldly tells him to be on time tomorrow. That night, in the workers' dormitory, Kay dreams of a bleeding crack in the wall. By morning, his fine clothes are gone, replaced with rags. Anton lends him pants, and back in the kitchen, the pipes make strange noises. Kay tries to leave, but Melinda drags him into the storeroom and seduces him. Later, the chef lectures him endlessly about eggs before praising his talent, drinking with him, and hinting at passing down his knowledge. When Kay performs bubble tricks back in his room, Anton reads one of the chef's books. Suddenly, the noises return. In the bathroom, Kay hears whispers through the door. They ask if he's the Liberator. Hands reach under the door, grabbing his legs. Kay kicks them away, shouting that they've mistaken him. Finally, when he insists he's no one, the hands vanish. He spends the night locked inside, too afraid to leave. The following day, Kay vomits from stress and again sees Liberator written on the walls. Anton calls it a prank. Kay tries to quit, but the chef instead offers him a promotion, even breaking into tears when Kay refuses. Soon, Kay realizes the hotel itself is shrinking. The rope he tied across his room now hangs slack. He warns Anton, but Anton won't listen until chaos breaks out in the kitchen from lack of space. Kay climbs the tables, rallying the staff to escape, but the chef collapses with chest pain and orders Kay thrown out. As the hotel shrinks, guests pile their furniture into the hallways. Kay helps the sisters move a couch, and they speak of divine forces in the building. Back in his room, the walls tremble, pipes burst, and windows explode, throwing him back on the bed. Determined, he begins mapping the labyrinth with chalk, filling notebook after notebook. But the work consumes him, and paranoia takes over. Kay eventually discovers a living organism hidden beneath the wallpaper. a pulsating mass of tentacles connected to the hotel itself. Disturbing it makes the building shake violently. Meanwhile, more guests begin treating Kay like a savior. He tries organizing them to help with the map. Soon, moss covers the corridors and the kitchen falls apart. Kay, exhausted, sleeps in the halls. The hotel itself seems to wrap him in wallpaper like a blanket. The next morning, he's awakened by a phone ringing. He races to answer, but a guest has already hung up. Kay snaps, violently shaking the man until the others pull him away. They accuse him of giving them false hope, but they betray him, raiding his food and destroying his work. Furious, he drives them out with a broom. As things deteriorate, Kay finds the wardrobe pushed aside, revealing a grotesque tunnel of tentacles. The sisters call it magnificent yet hideous. With no other choice, Kay crawls inside. At the end of the tunnel, a membrane separates him from a massive squid-like creature. It moans and Kay senses its exhaustion. It wants freedom. Meanwhile, the crowd bursts in, mistaking the creature for the Oracle. They kneel and pray, but their clumsy movements cause it pain. The hotel shakes as Kay realizes they're killing it. The manager storms in, screaming that Kay is a murderer, but he ignores her and forces his way through the membrane, freeing the creature. Darkness swallows everything.